When you're growing up, you're always learning, but mental health conditions can affect exactly how you learn. Joining us today to talk about learning disorders and how they can affect your child, MUSC's Dr. Rakeen Hawk. Dr. Hawk, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
One of the things I want to really hone in on is, for a parent, how do you determine that your child has a learning disability or learning problem?
Learning disorders, the way they can be identified, frankly, is through noticing patterns in your child's learning challenges. That's how we identify them. What that means, what you can do as a parent, is regularly check in with your child about their learning challenges. Ask them what kind of subjects feel more natural to them. Ask them what subjects they're having a harder time with. And the things they're having a harder time with, offer to help. By actually being hands-on and helping your child, that's how you get a sense of what kind of specific things they're struggling with. The second big thing is to check in with your child's teachers. They're a wealth of information for identifying your child's learning patterns. Feedback from them can help to identify specific issues that they're running into. Let's say, for example, your teacher tells you your child is repeatedly missing assignments or requiring a lot of redirection in class. That may indicate your child is having specific challenges with attention span or organization.
Are teachers trained to kind of recognize learning disorders? Are they able to spot them and potentially alert parents ahead of time?
Yes, so teachers are always trained to generally be looking out for patterns in their students. Generally, they're supervising them, and oftentimes teachers will get a sense of a child repeatedly running into a challenge.
Okay, and if a child has a learning disorder, what is available out there to help them? Is it just medication?
Well, it's more than that. Raphael, it probably would be helpful for me to give a little bit of background on what learning disorders even are, to understand how we help them. What I'd like our audience to think and to understand is that learning is a part of mental health, just like emotions and thoughts and sleep are all a part of mental health. So that being said, there's mental health conditions that can significantly impact how we learn. The ones that affect learning the most are a family of conditions known as neurodevelopmental conditions. Now that's fancy science lingo describing how a child's brain can develop with certain differences that change how they think and learn, okay? The most common conditions we think of as learning disabilities are things like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. Another one would be intellectual disabilities. Also, there's specific learning disabilities such as learning disabilities with math, writing, or reading. And overall, again, what this means, the science lingo, is that these children, their brains have certain differences. So we can't necessarily, in most cases, change how their brains work, but what we can do is we can try and make adaptations to best fit how their brains work.
And he was saying that there are ways that, in school anyway, certain allowances can be made. If they have a problem reading, you can give them a little more time to accomplish that assignment, or give them an assignment that's more oral based.
Yeah, so that's right. So what most parents might not know actually, is that in public schools, every child is entitled to accommodations to fit their individual learning disabilities. So if you are coming to recognize a pattern in your child's academic struggles, or if your teacher is, every parent should reach out to the school to inquire about an evaluation to accommodate their child.
All right.
The school is required to do so by federal law, and that can then evoke a referral for a certain psychological evaluation or accommodations in the classroom.
Dr. Hawk, thank you so much for being here with us. And again, if you see some alerts, things that alarm you, make sure to look out for that help. We'll be right back after this break.